Hey there, I'm Lindsay Lyman. After 12 years at Amazon, I learned a really powerful truth. Success doesn't wait for the perfect moment. Are you telling yourself things will get better when? When the project ends? When you have a different boss? When the economy improves? The when trap keeps talented professionals stuck for years. On this podcast, we're done waiting. I'll show you how to stop postponing your success and get the salary and title you deserve now, without working crazy hours or sacrificing your sanity. If you're ready to transform your career without starting over, you're in the right place.
Hey y'all, my kindergarten teacher was amazing, Mrs. Nouse. I still remember her and I love her, and she loved me. She spoiled me. I was definitely her favorite student. In fact, she even named a child after me, which is crazy to me. But she was such a helpful, just loving, kind woman. I have so many great memories of her. My second grade teacher I also loved because her name was Mrs. Tuchek, and I thought that was pretty cool that you could write her name with the number 2 and a check mark. Like, I still to this day kind of wish my last name was cool like that. My third grade teacher I'm still in contact with, I'm still friends with, and I am forever indebted to because, full transparency, I couldn't read until the third grade. And she was really the teacher that worked with me, and is when it all really clicked because of the dedicated work she gave to me as a student that she loved and cared about. Some of my other teachers, they were fine, but I just didn't really connect with them. As I look back at schooling, elementary school for me and a lot of kids was great. They tell you what to do. They give you guides and checklists, and they remind you over and over again. And you have support in the room and in the classroom and after school, and some of us even at home. There's so much love and support and just helping you be successful. I love it. I'm all in. Then comes middle school. And man, middle school is rough. I have a child going through it, and it's reminding me of all of these things that I went through myself. Kids are going through puberty. They're making so many changes socially, physically, mentally. It's a lot to take in. And kids grow at a different pace. Some mature really early and really easily. Others not quite as much. They're getting periods. Their voices are cracking. They're having relationships with each other at various different levels. The girls are taller than the boys usually. It's a rough, challenging time of life. And also at the same time, as you move to middle school, you don't get as much hand-holding. You kind of have to start learning how do you manage your schooling and your studies more on your own. Where I live in elementary school, you have basically one teacher all day. You have a few other specialty teachers, but it's pretty much one teacher all day that you really get to know and they get to know you. And as you move to middle school, now you have multiple teachers in multiple classes with less structure. Now, along with that, there's more freedom, which is also fun and hard. You got to learn, how do you stay organized? How do you manage your time? How do you ask for help when you don't get it? Again, all while all these other physical changes and things are happening. Then we move into high school. We're still learning and growing, but this is where kids start to show kind of interest and ambition for different things. And it's not always just about academics. It's theaters, it's starting college courses early, it's debate, it's sports, it's band, it's service, it's church groups. And your friends are kind of all over the place. You're still a kid, but you're also usually better at navigating the school system by this point. You've learned a lot of things through middle school, so we don't expect our teachers to hold our hands through all of this, but we've learned some ways to help keep ourselves organized or structured or make sure that we're staying on top of things. However, in high school, there is still some support. If you miss too many classes or fail too many courses, your school counselor may get involved, teachers may get involved, parents may get involved, right? There's still some oversight. Then you move into college, and at that point, you're on your own. You're paying to be there, so teachers are no longer going to chase you down and necessarily go out of their way to help you if you're not showing up to class or you're failing a class. They will help you, but it's your job to take initiative now. Usually you show up to class on the first day, you get the syllabus, and this is what sets the expectation for the year. And they teach, and you choose how to engage at that point. As I look back at schooling, and I look at us as adults in our career, it is very similar. Our careers are a lot like this, and so many of us are stuck in middle school. It is the hardest, most awkward part, yet is usually the shortest part of your school experience if you keep moving forward through the embarrassment and the weirdness of it all. If you ask for help and you learn and try different things and play and make friends and sleep along the way, you get into high school. But so many of us in our careers are stuck at middle school, and it's miserable. I want to talk to you today about getting out of it and moving into that phase where you're more independent and you feel you have the skills and tools you need to make the money you should be making and deserve, to get the titles you deserve, to get a voice at the table the way you know you can contribute strategically, to feel valued and appreciated. This week, Gallup released their State of the Workplace, their 2025 report. Gallup is one of the leading global analytic and advisory firms. I'll link to this report in the show notes. It's pretty interesting and you can quickly glance through it. But all in all, as they are taking a look from a research standpoint at the state of the workplace, you guys, it's not good. And I don't think that's surprising to you. But I want to point out the key thing that they said over and over again, the decline in employee engagement and well-being, so our happiness outside of work, it has declined at the same rate it did during the COVID blip. What I thought was interesting is many of the things they said in there weren't surprising, right? The decline is from hiring booms and busts, from companies rapidly restructuring teams and departments, from shrinking budgets, from new customer expectations, from digital transformations with AI tools, from employees' desires regarding flexibility and remote work. Like, none of that's surprising. But what I want to tell you, what the number one thing was that the entire report talked about was the biggest decline in engagement was with managers. Manager engagement, so how much they're producing and liking and able to be a part and feel supported in their job, fell from 30 to 27%. Individual contributor engagement remained flat at 18%. The other thing that was interesting is they dive a little bit deeper into it and they talk about there's two types of managers that were particularly affected. The first is younger, which they classify as under 35. Younger management engagement fell by 5 percentage points, and female manager engagement dropped by 7 points. Now, what I'm hoping they follow up with in other studies is they didn't really dive into what younger ones are struggling with and what female managers are struggling with. They just talked about management at a high level, but they share more. I will share that with you as well. So there's two things I want to point out to you today. Okay. One, if you are a manager and you're struggling, you are not alone. What you're being asked to do is hard, and it's not sustainable because it is really challenging. We've gone through return to office, AI impacts, global economics changes. These are really hard things. You're in that middle school. It's awkward. There's no clear answer except to just keep going. Second thing, if you're not a manager, you need to stop expecting your manager to get you through the hard part. You are setting yourself up for disappointment if that's what you expect. That is like going to middle school and expecting your teachers to remind you about the homework and the class assignments and hold your hand and remind you and do what your teachers did for you in elementary school. That's no longer the expectation. So I want to talk to you as an employee, whether you're a manager or not, because if you are a manager, you also have a manager who is struggling too. So this challenge applies to you. I've been doing career coaching for 8 years and I worked in corporate for 20 years. So I've got a lot of experience on this. And what I continue to see, the patterns over and over, is post-COVID and AI, it feels like we are in middle school. We are in this hard, big transition from a corporate work environment standpoint. There are a lot of big changes, and it's weird and it's awkward, and we don't really know a way through that makes you look like the cool kid with clear skin and a body you feel comfortable in and understand, and for things to turn out how you want. You're not supported in ways you used to be at work or as much as you were in the past. Promotion paths are no longer clear and simple. It's a lot of arbitrary opinions that keep changing and moving and getting harder and harder. What job you should do and the title that you fit into, it's no longer clear and simple. How to be most productive changes as your environment changes. How do you push back and say no and have that work-life balance and not work all night without retaliation continues to change. And guess what? Your teacher or manager is no longer your best resource to figure this out. They are a tool in your toolbox, but you have to figure this out for yourself. And yet at the same time, if you're anything like I was in middle school or when work is really stressful and hard, all I want is a snack and a nap. Okay? You have to learn new ways of doing this because what got you here isn't going to get you where you want to go. As the environment and situation continues to change, you have to learn how to change and adapt and figure out what works for you too. Your manager cannot do that for you. They are struggling. They can't even do it for themselves. And that's okay. We love them and we want to help and support them. But you can no longer expect your manager to figure it out. You have to fail at it. You have to make mistakes. You have to be awkward. You have to be embarrassed. You got to learn, how do I go make friends? How do I try this? And you got to have fun along the way. I cannot iterate enough to you how much you need a coach. It might not even be me. That's okay. But you deserve to have someone on your side who can help you do that. You deserve to have that supportive parent that maybe you didn't have growing up that's checking in on you at home, that's going to sit with you when you're sad and be sad with you and motivate you and support you when you need it and point you in the right direction and help you think through things in different ways. You deserve that. That is not your manager. That is not HR. HR's job at the end of the day is to protect the company. Your manager is worried about them and their career just like you're worried about you and yours. You have to learn a new way of working. The old way won't cut it anymore. And the longer you resist this, the harder it's going to get. Here's what I want to offer to you today. I want to invite you to a new way of coaching that is going to help you do just that. If you're willing to commit to doing this work for a year, I promise you will not recognize yourself or your career a year from now. It will be so much easier and better than you could ever imagine. And things will continue to be hard at work, but we're going to get out of middle school and we're going to go through high school at the accelerated path and go right to college. And maybe even graduate and be full-blown adults, owning and working and getting fulfillment and joy out of our careers and making the money we deserve. So here's what I'm doing, and I want you to be a part of it. Each month, we're going to focus on doing one thing to own your career in a new way that's going to get you the title, the money, the recognition, the motivation that you deserve and can no longer get from your manager. Each month, we're going to do one challenge and we're going to do the work. This is important because it's going to hold you accountable, but it doesn't need to add to your long list of things you should already be doing. We're going to do things in bite-sized, doable ways that align with your already busy schedule. It'll be things like how to translate your skills and communicate it to other people if you do want to look for another job. How to highlight what you've done without sounding arrogant. How to feel motivated when you're stuck in a crappy job. How to have work-life balance and say no without retaliation. How to be okay when things are not okay. How to get paid what you deserve. How to get promoted, and so much more. Each month, we're going to pick a different topic and we're going to do a different challenge and we're going to get to work. So the first week of the month, we're going to dive deep into the topic and learn all the things. The second week, we're going to get to work and actually apply what you have learned and do the things. Again, this will take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm not talking set aside hours each week to go and build your career, but if you're not spending at least 30 minutes a week on networking and owning and managing your career, you will continue to stay in middle school. The third week is where you can get some one-on-one coaching to help you figure out how do you really apply what you've learned. And the fourth week, you're going to take a break because you deserve it and we're not in a rush. You also have the option to get private one-on-one coaching for me at any time during the month on this topic or anything else. This is great because what you can do is submit a private video to me and get private video coaching back. So you can listen to it at 2 times speed or while you're commuting. We don't want to put another meeting on your already busy calendar, but we want to help you learn how do you own your career and completely transform it. It's going to be amazing. I've built this based on what I've learned from coaching people over these past 8 years. You don't even have to commit for a year if you don't want to. It's month to month, and you have the capacity to self-cancel at any time. I also have hours of courses available on things like killer confidence, dealing with difficult people, and a step-by-step guide for a promotion playbook. The courses and private coaching alone, not even including the challenges I have sold in the past for a value of over $7,000 a month, but I'm offering this for less than $100 a month because I want to help as many people as I can. We got to get out of middle school, y'all. We want to graduate and be full-blown adults, owning and leading our career so that you can be the manager that isn't struggling. You can help be that resource for people you wish you had. People in this program, you get access to the monthly challenge for the life of your membership. It's going to be so good. But these challenges are only available to people in the coaching program that month. So once the month is over, it's not available. Please do not be mad at me and be sad that you missed it. You've got to come in and start doing the work. So if you're interested in joining me and making this the year you transform everything in your career and you start making the money you deserve and getting the title you deserve and feeling motivated and valued and appreciated at work again, while things continue to shift and change in our work environment, I want you to go to lindsaylymancoaching.com/join. There's a link in the show notes and come get in on our challenge this month and let's get to work. All right, y'all. You're amazing. You got this. We'll talk soon.